Hi everybody, what do you think of when you think of catfishing? Glad you're along with us today because coming up in the next half hour, we're going to explode some of the myths and misconceptions about the sport of catfishing. What we tell you coming up may just surprise you. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Hi everybody, I'm glad you're with us for this week's episode. Over the past several years, a lot has changed in the sport of catfishing. Much of the technology and science that's made its home in the bass and crappie fishing world has finally made it to the channel catfish and blue catfishing scene, and we're going to talk about that a lot coming up on this week's episode. We're going to use as our test tube Lake Granbury in Texas. It's located just a little bit southwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. It is my home lake, but I don't do a lot of catfishing here. So we're going to be joined today by Mike Whitlock, who is a channel catfishing expert. He guides on this lake and owns a catfish bait company. He's going to show us around and teach us a lot. While we're out doing that, we're taking you around your local region for this week's fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters from lakes, rivers, and bays right where you live, both saltwater and freshwater. Now today we're going to be riding with pride in my beautiful Blazer 650 Pro Tour fishing machine. It's rigged out with all the toys, all the goodies, all the technology that makes fishing fun, and we're going to be using that technology and this boat to help us locate and catch channel catfish. So we're going to get it launched into Lake Granbury right now. Next time you see me, I'll be out there with Mike Whitlock. Right now, let's get things started back at the studio in your weekend planner.
Thanks so much for joining us on Let's Fish TV. The Salooner tables are predicting good game fish activity on Saturday and fair activity on Sunday. Peak game fish activity begins around 6:14 Saturday and 7:13 Sunday morning. Evening action will begin around 6:48 on Saturday and 7:48 on Sunday evening. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 6:33 and set around 8:37. As far as the moon phase goes, this weekend will feature a first quarter moon. We'll be right back to check all of the current fishing reports from throughout the area, and I will return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Chris Zaldane on this week's Ask the Pro feature. Stick with us.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Power Pole, Total Boat Control. Visit Mississippi. Good times are close by. Low Boats, 50 years of boating craftsmanship. Balls Out, made in the USA. Heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders.
Chunky channel catfish. We're not keeping them today, but man, if you were keeping them, that is the best. Bite. He's got it. He's got it. Got him. All right, got one. Be a channel cat. This will be the first one of the day. He's burying deep. Come here. And under the boat he goes. Come here. Okay, now he's coming my way. Oh yeah, that's a good channel cat. That's a good one to start it. Yeah. Look at that. That is a fat one right there. All right, welcome back everybody. We have made it out on a summertime day and we're fishing my home lake, which is Lake Granbury in Texas. It's in north central Texas. It's on the Brazos River and it's got a lot of those. That is a good fat chunky channel catfish. We're not keeping them today, but man, if you were keeping them, that is the best eating fish there is right there, and that's a good size to eat. But that one gets released today. See you, buddy. Back he goes. Today is not so much about where we're fishing, because you can catch these things all over the place. But we're going to spend some time today teaching you how to find them, how to catch them. We're catching them today with this dip bait. This is Mr. Whisker's cheese flavored dip bait. It is some nasty stuff. They buy old cheese and let it ferment. We're on spin and tackle today with a little treble hook, and we're baiting these fish out. We're with Mike Whitlock, who actually owns the Mr. Whisker's Bait Company. He also runs a guide service here on Granbury. We'll talk more about that later. He's an expert, and he's already taught me a bunch. We've been out here fishing a little while today to kind of get things going.
Hi everybody, this week's Lone Star Lakes is brought to you once again by the good folks at Fun & Son Tackle Sales. Not only will you find all you need in rods, reels, tackle, line, and apparel, but if you look closely, you may find some stuff you can't find anywhere else. Now this week we're going to start at Sam Rayburn, where the bass pattern is the grass pattern, but you'll want to be fishing those outside edges. Try to find that deeper grass, preferably near a channel, and fish those outside edges with your Texas rig craws or your jigs. Now out at Lake Tawakoni, they're finding the catfish the same place they usually find sandies and hybrids, and that is main lake structure, the humps that are out there. Cut bait, 1 ounce weight, about a 3-foot leader. Cast it out to the deep side of the hump, drag it up on top, and let it sit there for a few minutes, and you should connect with some of those Tawakoni catfish. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Be sure and check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
There we go. There we go. You got it. A little better fish. It would be a keeper anyway. All right. All right, well, we're catching a few catfish right out here on a little underwater hump. Catching Texas channel catfish today, like that one. And you want to be a little bit careful because they will catch you with that fin. I've already got a little blood. It's not a real catfish trip until there's blood. Back he goes. Let me explain to you just a little bit about a technique that fishing with Mike Whitlock today, Mr. Whisker's guide service and catfish bait. And so what I'm doing is I'm just dipping that hook. It's a treble hook. Okay, once you get that, like that, here's the thing that I actually did not know about catfishing that I've learned today. And that's that there's actually a technique that you can trigger these fish into biting. So what I'm doing is I'm dropping it overboard, letting it go all the way to the bottom. Again, these fish are going to be within a couple of 3 feet of the bottom. So I'm letting it go all the way down. And then Mike showed me, once it hits the bottom, you want your line to go slack. And you can actually see I've got this Strike King Tour Grade braided line on here, and I've got the bright yellow color. So now it's slack. And what I'm doing is gently lifting that rod tip up about 3 feet, letting it swing a minute, and then I'm dropping it back down. Now here's what that does. You've got that wad of that dip bait on there, and when you lift it, it literally, the current of lifting it creates a cloud of that stuff that scent that comes off in the water. Generally, you get the bite as you're lifting it up, because again, they're predators. They want to chase something, so they'll chase that wad of bait up as you're pulling it, grab it, and that's when you hook the fish. Look at that channel cat there, folks. That is a beautiful one. Fork tail. There he is, he's got it, got him. Oh, he's running under the boat. Come on, buddy. What have I got? He is fighting me big time. Man, that's the hardest pull yet. Oh, nice one. I'm gonna grab the net for this dude. That's what we wanted right there. Come in, yeah. Look at what I've caught. That's a nice channel catfish there.
Whew, nice fish.
Look at there. Yeah, how about that, Mike?
That's a good one right there.
Yeah. Get the pliers out.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Flip him off. I caught him right in the corner of the mouth. Little bitty hook. You don't want a big hook for catfish. You can use too big a hook real easy. That little number 6 hook right there is the perfect size for getting a glob of that bait. Look at that channel cat there, folks. That is a beautiful one. Fork tail, big high fin on top, beautiful gold color down his sides. And this one doesn't have many, but a lot of times they've got those little black speckles all in there. Man, if we were keeping catfish today, that one would go in the live well. But I've got a freezer full right now, and Mike said he's got a freezer full, so they get their release today. Welcome back, everybody. We're on my home lake at Lake Granbury. Today I live in the area, and I've been fishing for a number of years here for, oh, Mike's got one too, for stripers, crappie, largemouth bass. Got a lot of different fish in it. But I told you that I would talk some more about the two species, or the two types of fishing. The type we're doing today, where we're actually baiting out a hole, and I'll show you a quick shot here. Mike, about 2 hours ago, poured in some range cubes and some soured grain. And then we went away and did some other things, fished a couple of other spots. Came back a couple of hours later, and I can actually see these fish on my Lowrance active target here. There's scattered timber, trees in here, and you can see the fish just kind of milling around the bottom. So you lock your trolling motor down. My Motor Guide Tour Pro trolling motor is locked on anchor lock, and we're just sitting in one spot. And then we're using that little technique where we're moving that bait, creating the clouds of that scent in the water, and the fish just come from hundreds of yards around. They are scent feeders, and they can really pick up that scent really well. For me, another dip, back to channel catfishing, right down there.
Hey, I'm going to give you 3 different places to consider for a good fishing outing here in Oklahoma for the next few days or so. One of those is Lake Texoma for topwater striper action. Man, that is so much fun. Those fish are powerful. You got a real good average size hitting at Texoma right now on top. Concentrate on main lake points. Another good option right now is Lake Eufaula for bass and white bass. That lake has come up some again, so you have a lot of surface activity there as well. Concentrate around the brushy areas, some brush in the water, go with that white buzz bait, half-ounce size, throw that thing a lot. We have some amazing fishing going on here for July in Oklahoma, but you can't catch them if you don't go.
Hi everyone, Captain Greg Varm here bringing your Texas Coastal Fishing Report. I tell you, Mother Nature, hey, she's been doing a fine job protecting the fish here on the upper Texas coast. The month of July has brought lots of rain here along the coast and forcing us to be landlocked most days. However, on the days we are able to get on the water, hey, the freshwater runoff, it has a fish stacked up along the passes from the bay to the Gulf. Speckled trout and redfish along Hannah's Reef and both north and south Galveston jetties. Hey, now let's talk Freeport and deep sea fishing. One good thing coming up, Gulf shrimping season, hey, it opens July 15th, and that means some amazing fishing around these boats for wahoo, tuna, kingfish, mahi, and more. If you want to fish down here with Captain Greg Varm or my team at FGTX, hey, give me a call, check out our websites. Captain Greg Varm, I'll see you next week.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose. Feel the difference. Waypoint Customs. Customize your boat your way. Strike King. Tie one on. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Fishing Specialties. Makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Got him. Here he is. He got it. Oh, that's a good pull too. There's your nice channel right there. How about that? Whoop. Everybody, welcome back. I've got one eating at it right now. Got him. Here he is. He got it. Oh, that's a good pull too. Oh, hold on, braided line. Come up. Going in a circle now. Oh yeah, that's a good one. There we go. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one there. All right. Welcome back to my home lake, the home of good catfish like that one. Well, let's see what he did here. It looks like he's got it down there pretty deep, so I'm going to have to do a little digging around on that one. But there's your There's a nice channel right there. How about that? Womp, womp, womp. Well, let's, I'm going to leave him in the net just for a minute because I want to explain just a couple of things to you. If you don't want to drive all the way here to catch fish, let me tell you, these channel cats are in nearly every river, every lake, every reservoir. Where would you even begin to look? Well, the first thing you want to do is you do want to find some kind of bottom structure. You want to find a flat near deep water, near some kind of drop-off in the summertime like this. The top of that flat should be anywhere from 10 to 15 feet deep. That's kind of the prime depth you're looking for. Second thing you want to look for is cover. You want to find some brush, stumps, timber, and the next thing you do is you want to bait it out. You want to go out a few hours early, get you some range cubes or soured maize, and then go away and let it soak for a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then you can come back and fish them like we're doing here.
Hey friends, Captain Kevin Broussard here with you, Let's Fish Report, coming to you from Calcasieu Lake right here in Hackberry, Louisiana. We're going to start off on the saltwater side of things. Venice, Louisiana. A few tuna still getting caught and a few swordfish, but the action seems to be a little slower right now because it's so hot. Caddo Lake, I tell you what, early, late at night, bass action. After the sun comes up, people switching to crappie and brim. I tell you what, shiners for the crappie, little tube jigs and worms for the bluegill and chickapin. Main thing, get out on the water, be safe, and have fun. Captain Kevin Broussard here for your Let's Fish Report.
There we go. There's a fish on. Oh, he's fighting. That's a good fight. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, another good one. Another good one. Slip the net under. There we go. All right. That's a beautiful fish right there. That's a specimen. Yeah, look at that dude. Catfishing today. Channel cats. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking through some of what's happened in catfishing over the last few years. You know, for a lot of years, and even back when I was a kid, catfish were just considered a fish, not so much a trash fish, but just a fish that you just threw out a line, let it lay on the bottom, drank a couple of beers, sit in a lawn chair, take a nap. And something really different has happened to catfishing over the last few years. It's turned into a lot more of a sport, a science, and even an art. There are folks who have perfected the art of catching not only these channel cats like we're doing, but this trophy blue catfishing thing has really taken off all over the southeast and southwestern United States. We've got a lot of folks that specialize in that. In fact, right here on this lake, a guy named Mike Watkins runs a guide service, and all they do is target these big trophy blue catfish, and they've broken the lake record twice this year on big trophy blue catfish. And then further east, Mike and Terry Littlejohn over at Lake Tawakoni have perfected in the wintertime the art of catching these big giant blue catfish, and you really need to go on a guide trip if you want to learn how to catch those big trophy blues. It's very different than what we're doing here, baiting out a hole, sitting on a spot, using this dip bait. These are the eaters. Those are the trophy blues, and if you want to book some guide trips, you can do that, and we'll give you some contact information a little bit later.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Get our free fishing guide at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS Anchor. The tour is back. Blazer, high-performance boats for high-performance anglers.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Taylor wants to know, what is the most memorable moment in your fishing career to date? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite angler Chris Zaldane.
2019 Knoxville, Tennessee. I was sitting like in the bottom 5 in the Classic 2019. On day 2, I came back and weighed a 20-pound bag, throwing a swim bait, doing something I'd really love to do, just going out having fun, and it vaulted me all the way up to 3rd place. So that was the most memorable Day 2 Bassmaster Classic 2019 in Knoxville.
Thank you, Chris. If you want some help from one of the pros as well, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
We have made it back to the boat ramp, and it's time right now for this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest. He's Blake Gingerich of Ramona, Oklahoma, with a 7.3-pound largemouth bass he caught at Lake Hudson, Oklahoma.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, it's the simplicity of the gear that you'll need to catch channel catfish like we did on this week's episode. The line I like to use is Strike King Tour Grade braided line in the yellow color. I can watch for my strikes easier with this braid. And the cool thing about the braid is with these catfish, you can tie your braided line directly to a number 6 treble hook. And about a foot above that, I just pinched on 2 simple split shots. All you need is enough to get it to the bottom. Professional golfer John Rahm walked off the 18th green of the 2021 Memorial Golf Tournament, having just shot an 8 under par and taking a 6-stroke lead going into the final round of the tournament, when he was informed by a PGA Tour official that he had just tested positive for COVID. He had to withdraw from the tournament and give up the victory. But that was not the end of John's story. It was only 15 days later that he sat in the interview tent at the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines with the winner's trophy sitting by his side. It was in that interview room that he uttered some very profound words. He said, "From life's biggest setbacks come life's biggest breakthroughs. When life goes terribly wrong, when things go off the rails, if somehow, some way, with God's help, you can muster the energy to keep fighting, to stay in the game, to hang in there for just one more day, it could very well be that your victory, that your win, that something incredibly good could be right around your next corner." Here's all the information you'll need to learn about some of the latest technology changes and equipment in the sport of catfishing. First of all, if you'd like to come and take a guide trip here on the lake we were on today at Lake Granbury, here is Mike's contact information for Mike Whitlock and Mr. Whiskers Catfish Bait Company. You can buy his bait either on Amazon or on eBay or on his website at the information you see on your screen. And you can also book a guide trip to come learn about some of this and catch some of these channel cats of your very own. There's also a great website at Catfish Edge. My friend Chad Ferguson puts out a lot of videos and books and information that teach you how to go out and find and catch catfish. Then if you want to go trophy catfishing for the giant blue catfish, here are a couple of contacts for you. One is Mike and Terry Littlejohn over at Lake Tawakoni, one of the greatest blue catfish lakes anywhere in the United States. And then once again, if you'd like to come here to Lake Granbury, there are also big ones here. Here's Mike Watkins' contact information on your screen for a guide trip as well. We'll see you next week. Until then, I'm Barry Stokes saying, let's fish, everybody. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.